Presently, I am into as a guest faculty in a private university in Shimla. I'm going there to teach MBA students this corporate finance and other subjects. Plus, I'm doing some project with NABARD also.
That's
How
good
are you
to
doing?
hear.
Good to have you around after so many years.
Yes, Raina. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Yes, so you started using specs now.
Yes, I use everything. I don't leave any media format. I
Okay.
do lot more compared to what we were earlier. I think a
Yes,
long way ahead. बहुत
yes.
बहुत ज़्यादा
Change हो गया.
मेहनत करके आगे बढ़ गए.
Naturally, मेहनत से ही होता है. That's I agree.
जी बहुत ज़्यादा मेहनत कर लिए. इनफैक्ट आज तो बहुत ज़्यादा ही था. एक दिन में 3 सेशंस तो. लेकिन बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है कि आप आगे. It's really good to have good people and friends around.
It's cybersecurity is one of my favorite things to learn about this thing.
Right. We have one more person, right, Shreya? Dr. Sindhuja Mishra ji.
Yes. Dr. Sindhuja, can you introduce yourself to us?
Yeah. Am I audible to you?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, you're audible.
Right. So I'm Dr. Khatri and I'm from Lucknow. And basically, I'm a business trainer with over 20 years of experience working with corporate and presently as a guest faculty in some of the universities for humanities. And I'm a counselor attached with some of the schools, so working with kids and teens, and that is mother of three. Yeah, all teenagers.
Hello. Yeah, the workshop has started for today.
Right. Ma'am, your volume is very less, but still I could hear because I was trying to listen to you. Good to have you here. So we have people from almost all parts of India today. From north we have East Ogia. From west we are there. So good. Very good flavor. Welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I guess we'll start because 2 participants will take time to join. I just spoke to them. So we'll start for today's session. Raina, you can introduce yourself now to all of us.
Yeah, I'll do it once more. So good evening, everybody. I am Mrs. Raina Khatri Tandon, a certified human rights specialist from EDX Harvard. I have also certified myself into POSH, POXO, and human rights. Being a founder of Right to Rise, which is a private limited company, and India's only certified ISO 17024 and 21000 globally accredited organization, working specially into the areas of POSH and POSCO solutions. We provide certifications, we provide trainings, we provide awareness sessions, and also various skill building sessions for IC, which is internal committee and gender committee formations. Today we are here on a very special topic, which is cybercrime. I think cybercrime, social media crime, which is very reoccurring on a very stimulated and stipulated time, and again, since we are all in digital world. I thought this is very prevalent. Hi, Brinda. I can see you. Good to have you around. So, having spoken of social media crime, what comes first to your mind, or what inspired you to be on this session? Is there something which is coming up to your mind through the newspapers or through the media, or you wanted to just explore and understand what this is all about and how does it occur? So is there something which you are working along with, either children or adults? So something I would hear on your side, what made you to come in and listen out to this interesting session? So Brinda, do you want to share something? Because you've come in just now, you need to unmute yourself.
Yeah. Hi, first of all, very good evening. morning to everyone. And another thing about this particular topic is this is something, you know, right now, everywhere, all over the world, we face a lot. Uh, it's not about me facing or someone I know, but it's happening all the time. You know,
Right.
due to this over usage of social media, there are a lot of unwanted and very shocking things, and everything is happening from abuse to, you know, what not, making videos and putting it everywhere. And there are other, not only this, there are a hell lot of thing which is happening, which is against the, you know, of course, law and order, ethics and everything. Obviously it's very important for us, all of us, I feel, that to know it, this particular this topic in detail, and how can we prevent and how can we, you know, check on things. It's very important. And yes, of course, I am a mother of a 5-year-old child, so it's very important, you know, to me
I know. So
about it. And
you've come in to be aware at the very right time, especially when
yes,
at the age of the child, just he starts to understand certain things.
yeah.
Yes. Dr. Sindhuja, would you want to share some thoughts, please?
Ma'am, in fact, my being into this session was to update and upgrade my knowledge, because I've already told you that I've been dealing with teens, and many of the issues, though they discussed about their personal concerns and all, but somehow I find that teens are very much, bothered about their social media image and how to manage their relationship over the social media, and then they get trapped. Also, I have seen 2, 3 cases.
Right.
So I could not help them much because I did not have much knowledge, and I had to, divert them to the concerned people. So I
Mm-hmm.
just wanted to have a basic level of understanding of all these things, so that if things are not very serious, it can be done through counseling or something, or in case if certain help is required, then where to go about and how to do it, so that I can guide them on these things.
Right. Right. That's great. Yes, Vijayji. I think he's not around. That's okay. Mona ji.
Yeah, Rana, as I told you, I didn't come across anything like cyber crime. And as I'm mother of 2 sons, but they are like 25 and 18. So I don't know anything about cyber crime. Let us understand this thing, that what is it, and when we tell this that this is cyber crime. And I need this session for my counseling purpose. So suppose some parents are coming with this issue, then definitely I can deal with this. That's the reason, Rana. Yeah.
Right. Good to know, ma'am. So I'll give you this little update also. I'm also a mother of 2 boys, and
Okay.
my boys are one is about 13 years old, the other one is 17 years old. Though I might or might not look, I don't know. But I
You
am
don't look.
I'm a very, 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 very aware parent. So I don't listen to anybody. I'm a very boisterous mother, a very naughty mother, and a very, very, very aware parent in terms of what my boys do outside. So
Right.
मैं कुछ नहीं सुनूं जब कोई मुझे बोलता है कि भाई ऐसे नहीं ऐसे करना है. मैंने बोला ऐसे नहीं ऐसे ही करना है. So I'll tell you why and what is the reason, because there are some sharings which we will be doing in terms of cases which come in at least from the time lockdown has happened, and you need to know that as well. So let's just jump into the session quickly rather than wasting a lot of time.
Before that, Raina ma'am, can we have Sunita ma'am to introduce herself? So after Brinda
Yes, where is Sunita ma'am? Yes, please bring her in.
ma'am, you'll have to unmute yourself. We can't hear you. You'll have to unmute yourself.
I can't even see ma'am. Where is she? Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
Yes, Sunita ma'am.
the day was quite hectic with me. I just landed back from office, so I have yet to get fresh. But it's very pleasant to connect once again with this group and Shreya, with you as a faculty and expert. I am working in an NGO where we have children of all ages who are under the care. So what applies to us is the POXO.
Yes.
And we are also very careful in this abuse. And in this lockdown also, we have run a lot of such sessions for the children for the cybercrime. Secondly, POSH. What I have come to know is that despite being online, work from home, this POSH is happening. This is what I came to know, because I am an HR expert, HR and training expert. So this is for me to be careful. We have POSH, we have the policy in place, but then we have to be careful that it doesn't happen.
Yeah,
and
we'll go through that, ma'am, and I'll tell you exactly what people who know and who don't know about POSH or POSCO and still they talk. So we can tell you even the pros and cons that as an HR person you should be knowing, because then you can bring out the best in the organization, at least knowing the pros and cons. Okay,
that's
so
right.
good to have you here, and I hope you can grab your cup of coffee and tea. There is totally okay to have your water, coffee, tea when you're doing the session. So
and I'll just be back in 5 minutes. I'm here.
Absolutely. Please take
thank
your
you
time.
so much.
Yes. So coming to this message, what cybercrime is and what are we looking at? How are we hacked? What are the different ways we should be? Why should we be knowing this? See, cybercrime is a very broad topic. In cybercrime, we are going to be looking at how to be cyber safe, how to be cyber smart, how to be cyber secure. So there is cyber safe, cyber smart, cyber secure. Cyber safe means that you can be attacked by any different forms. So you could be under the POSH Act, you could be under POXO Act, you could be under harassment, you could be under bullying, you could be under hacking. So there are different words, okay? Now what is POSH? POSH is Prevention of Sexual Harassment Act for Women at Workplace, Prevention, Prohibition and Readdressal. So we have an act which is put into effect in 2013, और ये एक्ट ने क्या बोला कि 2013 में बनवरी देवी नाम की एक लेडी थी. She underwent a very serious crime in a village, even though she was trying to stop a child marriage. The entire panchayat gang raped her, and even though she went and filed a case in the nearby police station, the police were also not very effective. She was raped one more time, her husband was being murdered brutally, and then came Vishaka, which was a strong NGO group who helped her and got her out of this, because in due occurrence of which we had this strong POSH Act which came into effect. Now what POSH Act says will come in the following slide. What is POXO will come in the following slide. So POSH is relevant to everybody who's 18 and above. POXO is relevant to any child who's from 0 to about 18. When I'm saying 0, I'm being very clear that even a 1-year-old gets harassed, and it is happening. There are people who are so, I don't know what to use, I will not use all the bad words, but you and me know that even a 1-year-old getting raped is not something which is on our head. But if it's getting happened, then how desperate or how childish or how criminal minded is that person to have a small person in the sense of 1-year-old getting raped. Okay, so let's understand one thing, that POSH, POXO, cybercrime through internet, what are the different criminal investigations, what are the different ways people get hacked, all those things are going to be dealing with. So whether you're talking about your accounts, whether you're talking about a contact hacking you, whether you're talking about different computers taking all your data, whether we're talking about financial aspects being hacked down, either through a bank or through an email. So this can be done. Okay. Okay, so this can be done with the intent that you have to understand cyber is a big space and you will be hacked in different modes. But when you are on social media, like even on a Facebook or a Twitter or an Instagram, hacking can still happen in the same way. Okay, so let's go to one thing at a time. So we know that, have you come across this message? Yes, we have seen cybercrime. What can cybercrime be? In a broader way, cybercrime is about defining any crime which happens on a computer through an object of the crime. So it could be hacking down, it could be phishing you down, it could be spamming, it could be using any tool so that they can extract your information. It could be any offense, like maybe attacking somebody's respect, integrity, somebody's so getting somebody's data and then probably trying and fooling them that you know everything and all about them. Creating pornographic pictures either of a child or either of a person, or either forcing somebody into emotional blackmail and then getting crimes done. So that's called hate crimes. Cyber criminals use, what do they use? Computers. All they need is a Wi-Fi connection and a computer. So whether you're using computers, whether you're using a phone, whether you're using your tabs, whether you're using any kind of electronic device, let's understand one thing, that computer technology is going to be staying here. The access and personal information is going to be here. All you need to know is to keep them safe. So whether it's your passwords, whether it's your bank secrets, whether it's your identity, whether it is your own information, whether it's your trade secrets, whether it's your details about your PAN card and your business identity and your PAN and your DIN and your SIN, or even details about somebody going somewhere. Let's understand, we don't need to put everything into the computer and into social media. What is the biggest thing we do is that we use internet like as if it's a book. Okay, we go out there and we make all our information noted to everybody. We go on Facebook and we put, okay, checking in here, checking out from this hotel, going into Bali, going into office, coming out of office, where do you actually go for lunch, where do you have to go for dinners. So ideally this happens with the most vulnerable part of the society, which is the youth. Children, youth, youngsters, they get exploited more. And the people who are above 30, these people are maybe not aware that there are people who are hacking them down, but they think that they are smart. But there are criminals who are addicts. Okay, they, all they need is that they have some kind of pleasure, passion, or they have been addicted during their childhood, that you know, when they are on media and when they can talk to a person who's very beautiful or who's very exploitative, or maybe somebody who they can, somebody's trying to call for the session, I think. Okay, just give me 1 minute, guys. Okay, we can take that later. So try to understand that whenever you have these kind of people, they are either addicts during their young time, or they are getting some kind of passion and pleasure when they are connecting with these people and they want to talk, they have a lot of free time, or they are mentally unstable. Okay, so either they are, you say they have some kind of psychological disorder, or they are trying to are not be able to understand what's happening with them, and they are losing hope in them own self because of low self-esteem. So they try and track down people. So internet becomes their whole and sole place where they can be there to do some kind of exploitative or malicious work. Okay, so let me ask, what kind of pornographic or what kind of cyber crimes do you know? Do you want to list down something on the chat box, or do you want to quickly just unmute yourself and tell me some kind of things which come up to your mind? So we can then look at the statistics and other things. Anything which comes to your mind, what kind of crime occurs?
Like hacking the password or hacking the account.
Yeah, in the accounts, okay. So in the accounts, it can happen even through, so cybercrime can be where somebody calls you on the phone and they tell you that, you know, can you give your bank details? And you feel that this person is calling from the bank if they say, Yes, identity theft, Vijayji, yes. So people call on the phone and sometimes they even get all the information out from there. They might say they are calling from the bank, they might know your name, date of birth and your basic information. But once they tell that, we feel that this person is the person from the bank. Uh, Lately they have become even smarter, one step more smart. They know your name, your details, your phone number, your email address and the basic information. Okay, so that's not very difficult. All you need to do is to hack into the accounts of the bank, get your basic details but with your account number and IFSC code, which is always there out there on the internet. So the next thing what they need is the last 5 digits of the credit card or the debit card or your account number, which is not difficult in today's world, let me tell you. Because people feel that it is difficult, it is damn easy to get that 5 digit which is in the last. Why? Because there are many computers which are being tied up to these strong computer systems which are on remote servers, and these remote servers have hacking software which has become even better. Okay, so let's understand, when you are on the call, do not give in any information. Maybe you can get somebody to tell them you can come down to your house or they can come down to your office and collect the information. Rather keep yourself safe, not sharing any information even to your loved ones on the call. You can probably tell them, you know, I can share it through an SMS. No password sharings at all through SMS or through calls. Please do not do that. Even when you have to share some OTPs and other things, suppose you're having the OTP tied up to your husband's number or your son's number, do not make the call and start sharing, because sometimes this data is openly floating outside and we are not aware where what can be hacked down. Yes, online shopping scam. So online shopping scam, ideally, that's, you can only check the trustworthiness of the site and the reviews of the people. See, Razorpay and the website PayPal and Razorpay, these websites are good and they ideally take care of all kind of scams. But then there are other online shopping scams which happen. That is something which you may or may not be able to control, because you are with the intent that you want to buy something. If you've done your checks, if you've done your reviews, and even after that, if people are not going to deliver the product and you are having a lot of money which is getting stuck, then ideally this can be tracked down, because there are certain tracking ways. But in abroad markets, it's very difficult if you're sitting in India and doing some payment abroad, because see, the thing is that it takes some time for India to go and get some data outside when it's into the abroad world. Yes, MCB, which is Maharashtra Cyber Board, is quite better when compared to the other boards. Maharashtra Cyber Crime Board is better. And we also have another board, which is National Crime Bureau Record, which is NECB, National Crime Record Bureau of the world, which works efficiently towards creating awareness of what can go wrong, what cannot go wrong. In fact, they keep having a lot of webinars lately, even where they invite normal people to come and attend. You don't have any pay charges, but people don't know that these kind of webinars are happening. Identity theft, yes, we will be taking care of identity theft. Identity theft is also called doxing. Identity theft can happen in multiple ways. Doxing is one way where your personal information, which is available everywhere, can be made public by either mixing it or making it an entirely new thing and posting it. So for example, I get to know that you are so and so person staying in so and so place and you have this identity. What I can do is I can get your entire information which is right, dope it, and probably make something else out of it and post it. So I can change your entire identity and make it public by giving all the records and the documents and even giving proof for that. And that's called doxing. Doxing is a very, very high level of malicious content. It's generally done through a very high DOS software. So that's one part of the crime and criminal records which happens. Let's understand what is the strategy behind these people when they do it. So why am I actually doing it? If I'm somebody who's doing it, what is the intent behind it? The intent behind it is, the motive is when these people are either doing it for financial gain, so their total background is not so good, where they don't have too much of money, or they are from very good families but they do not get any pocket money, or they are spoiled brats, or they are very 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 rich people who are not having any control of their purses or their money, or nothing has been given to them, but they have been access to all devices, and they always had some kind of power in their hands which has been taken away, and now they want to rework on that. So have been a victim of crime yourself? So sometimes even people get aggravated, like इसने मेरे साथ ये किया तो मुझे भी ऐसे किसी के साथ करना चाहिए. Okay, so if somebody has cheated you, if somebody has taken your phone, if somebody has taken the money and not given you the phone, or you buy something online and you've not got it delivered, you feel, okay, even I should do something like this to the same person or somebody else. And once you do it, you get more satisfaction. These kind of criminals, they find more pride. एक बार चोरी किया, सेकंड टाइम चोरी किया, थर्ड टाइम चोरी किया, मुझे चोरी करके बहुत एक्साइटमेंट मिलता है क्योंकि मुझे फ्री में चीज मिल रही है, सो मैं क्यों ना करूं, और उनको पता नहीं चल रहा है तो मुझे करने में बहुत मजा आ रहा है. सो दोस काइंड ऑफ पीपल आर आल्सो पीपल हु work on this motive of doing cyber attacks. Next, if they have a need of some kind of sexual want, okay, if I want to look at some pornographic films, or if I want to see some beautiful women and I don't have, somewhere I have also felt that, you know, I have not been able to get that kind of a person in my life, or that kind of a person has rejected me. So I have the motive of always getting or looking for people online where I can satisfy my need. Okay, somebody who has been bullied when young. So somebody who's been bullied and been mocked down or been shunned down by a lot of strong contenders of bullying and harassment and ragging. So he's always been pushed down. So when you always have somebody who's pushed down, now suddenly he feels that, you know, I have this power if I'm there. And if I learn this, if I learn the coding, if I learn the hacking, then probably I can do anything. Just for fun. So there are a lot of people who just come on Messenger, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, and they start hacking down who are the people in the common connects. That's why we say, when you are making a connect on Facebook, please be sure if that person knows you, have you connected to them. Do not go and make friend requests to people who are unknown. Do not make friend requests to somebody who's somebody's friend. And do not give requests to somebody just because you want them to become your friend. People don't like these kind of friend requests because they feel that, you know, why is that somebody is giving me a friend request, because I don't even know them. Even if he's a friend's friend, unless this friend's friend doesn't give you a reference to this person, you should not be giving him a friend request. Or even if this friend is coming and saying, you know, for instance, I go and say, you know, I want to do a session with XYZ. My friend who's there in the middle knows this institution or company, but yet I would say this person needs to talk to the company and find out, you know, I know this person, Miss Raina, who wants to come and do a session for you. Is it okay to share your numbers or share your contact or share your connect? And once they say yes, then please do it. People do not like connecting without knowing a person. Secondly, there are people who openly harass you in case you do some kind of a misbehavior, because sexual harassment is something which is on the high. So no matter you do it with a lady, with a child, with a boy, with a man, or with any other gender, people are becoming more and more vocal to it. They don't like people interfering who are strangers. They don't like hackers coming down and starting to intervene in their own personal life and personal space. So try and understand, don't become one of those people. Next, money gives a lot of power and energy. So there are people who are managers, VPs, maybe somebody who's looking for position and power. If they find that they're not getting it, then they will do anything to keep your self-esteem on stake. So they might come down to your social media, they might post a picture, they might change your identity, they might even be a hacker, they might hack you down that, you know, I love you, I want to meet you, I want to be a part of you, and this and that. Even though you are married, there are many funny people. So I don't know, in my earlier parts of the life, I had even crazy people who would come and say, Can we just have a cup of coffee with you? So I'm like, what is the idea behind this coffee? And what is the need behind this coffee? So nothing, we just want to meet and we just want to know and we just want to get synergies right. I said, for getting synergies right, you can always come online, you can always come on a call. And if there is any work, then we can look at any work happening. For that, you don't need to go and sit down face to face with somebody, specifically spending the money in a coffee shop. I know, I understand it's good to network, it's good to know people, but there has to be a particular code of conduct which you need to maintain when you are going and meeting people, because what's happening is people are becoming so crunchy onto your life. Now that we are already in this digital space, it is becoming so open. So if you go on a webinar, if you go on a session, whether you're on Zoom, whether you're on LinkedIn, whether you're on a Facebook Live or an Insta Live, see, people can see you. People start judging you. Even when you get into a room, people are already there. And you might be somebody who's just trying to make your makeup or your costume well. It's not a very open space where you can feel safe. Okay, so people can hack your phone numbers, people can call you anytime. In fact, people in your own office, they can approach you anytime. So I got a case just about 2 days back where this lady is at a very prominent position and she is a senior manager and she keeps getting a call from her boss. Okay, and this boss exactly calls her at 9:30 in the night telling her, you know, you need to do this work for tomorrow. And that work can be even SMS'd, that work can be even emailed, that work can be even posted on WhatsApp. But he specifically calls her and tells her every day at 9:30. And she basically doesn't like it. Not that every call, because it's your boss, because it's your company professional, because it's somebody you know. Ideally, there are work hours, there are hours where you can help people, there are hours where you can talk to people, and there are hours where you can appreciate and welcome their calls. So don't keep your personal space, your family space open to the world that come and hack me. There are certain disciplinary timings you need to maintain. Of course, you will be having different people from different sectors of the globe. You will be having customers, you will be having clients, but try and understand that there has to be a line drawn between what time and what not time can be called. Unless and until you put a message to somebody and say, is it okay to call you because it's 10:30 in the night and I don't get any other time because I'm busy on webinars and on sessions and on certifications or cases or anything, I get only this time. So I basically want to do this now. Okay, so let's get that thing very straight. Draw a line between when and when not should you be able to do this. Okay, next, money gives them power and energy. We saw that. To make political or social point, yes, some people feel that because we were into some political bias, so there could be discussions at workplace, there could be discussions among your friends, among your colleagues, among your family, and because of some political bias, some perception, किसी ने किसी को क्या बोला, किसी ने किसी का क्या समझा, किसी ने किसी को किसी के ऊपर हंस दिया, किसी ने किसी को टच कर दिया, किसी ने किसी को अनकंफर्टेबल फील कराया, because of any kind of political or social pointers, even for that, people hack you down and they get into criminal activities online. Okay, hacktivism is the new word. Activists look to access any information and they can damage your image also with an intended target to project what they are trying to tell you. So you might have put somebody down in a particular instance at office just to prove the point. This person can actually come and hack you down and create a havoc on your social media. Some people even come and put some negative comments and say, you know, you're always, for example, somebody is getting an award or something. I remember this case where every time this person used to get some kind of achievement, either on the Facebook or on the Twitter, on the Instagram or on the WhatsApp, this guy used to always give a comment to this lady's picture, that what a sexy babe you are, and yeah, you deserve this, and you are somebody who always is rocking and you need it and this and that. And then suddenly one day he says, oh yes, because people buy rewards and awards and it's quite normal that you also do it. And I was thinking, oh my God, one time this guy was talking so well and so sweet and too sweet. And now he starts talking the other way and negative comments. Now what you can do, number one, keep this in your mind very clear. Whenever you get a negative comment, either on a Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Quora, Pinterest, anywhere, never delete a negative comment. Okay, deleting a negative comment gives all the people on the social media, including the people who are running Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, Quora, a very negative image of you, that you have done something wrong and that's why you're deleting it. Even if it's your own client and vendor giving a feedback that something has gone wrong in the delivery, never delete a negative comment. Cyber crime happens because you are responding to negative comments. Do not do that. Accept it, be humble, give a very decent answer, not provoking the person again, but just saying and answering to the point that, maybe yes, there could be an error on our side, or if there's somebody just instigating you, do not reply, do not respond, do not give anything, just leave it there, give it some time and space to allow it to go. No matter he writes 10 times, no matter there are 323 comments, no matter there are 760 people talking about the same thing and backbiting and discussing and everything, leave it there. All you have to do is to control yourself at that point, because this will only get becoming more awkward. And the Crime Investigation Bureau, which occurs on the national level, gives these kind of pointers very clearly, that when you have a person who's mentally unstable, all you need to do is giving him calmness, positive energy, and allowing him to just be the way he is, because every wrong move towards him will give you a double amount of attack on the opposite side. So let's understand, these cyber attacks would happen every day. These are hitting the headlines almost every day. You look at the papers, even on the e-papers, on the e-magazines, on many of the top newspapers, from the Guardian to the Telegraph to anywhere, you will find, even our Times of India and Deccan Herald will have any kind of these cyber crimes happening daily. The motive is very clear, to make you an awkward looking person. Sometimes the hacker is somebody who wants money. Sometimes he's also an intellectual change. So he's a loner. Basically, he doesn't have anybody to talk to. Basically, he's a single-handed person. Basically, he doesn't have anything to do at work or do at home. So just for a change, he thinks this is a good idea, because he gets a lot of free time and he wants to do something about it. Now, for free time, he needs something, and if you aggravate it or if you respond one, you will get 3 responses. If you give in for 2, for example, I'll tell you this case. So this lady stays in Mumbai and she's also one person from the same fraternity. So one day she calls me and she says that there's somebody from a different city who's on Facebook all the time, watching all her posts. And he keeps commenting all the time. One of the days he just says, he likes her very much and he can launch her in a different city and she should come with all her work over there. And he's looking forward to setting everything, and he will launch her stuff and her program over there. Now this makes her feel very uncomfortable, because he keeps talking about, do you like sex? Do you like pornography? Don't you think we'll make a good pair? Don't you feel that you're doing really great? So you should be coming over. I'll be pitching you here. I'll be doing big programs for you. Your business will grow. Now, this is not a very comfortable feeling, and this was continuously growing fear, because a person doesn't seem to stop. She told him many times and again that, you need to stop this, but it did not stop. It went on and on, because she was responding to everything what he was saying, to stop, be assertive, I don't like this. I don't think it's a good idea. I would not probably come. But she did not block him. She did not report it. So in Facebook, you have a report icon. In Facebook, in Twitter, in Instagram, you have a report icon. Other than that, you can always file an FIR or a PIL, a litigation thing, because you need to understand, you need to take some action. And this action only will quieten the person. Either you block him, or you completely negate him, or you do not answer him. The motive can be revenge also. You don't know what is the motive behind his head. Okay, he could be wishing to spy you, he could gain some commercial or political advantage, he could be taking revenge, he could be getting financial gain. So there are a lot of things which can be happening with that. So all you need to know is why is this happening and what do I take the next. Okay, so far is it clear? Am I too fast or is it clear? You can give me a thumbs up, that should be good.
Yeah, it's clear. I just have one question.
Yeah.
Like I saw this had happened that in Facebook that somebody is doing any negative comment or putting some what to say some kind of a bad statement or things like that, and then you report that profile, and the Facebook checks it and comes back with like there are no problem found and things like that.
Yeah.
So what one should do when it happens like that?
Right. So suppose if Facebook is going, checking the profile, does not find anything wrong, great. Doesn't find anything wrong. All you can do is to probably report it with an FIR. You don't want to file an FIR. The first thing is to try go to the cyber security web page. We have a cyber security cell web page of India, and there is a small e-box cell which tells you that whatever is happening with you, you can file and send them the details right over there, and there will be somebody who will call you. 100% somebody will come back to you and ask you what's the things. They will recheck, they will go back to the criminal investigation, they will recheck with Facebook, because Facebook may or may not be right. And all cases what are given to them, they may or may not check. I am not really sure because I don't work behind their team. So I cannot comment whether they are really checking all the cases, what's happening, and are they really actually checking the background behind people. So I'm not really sure on that, but I know that if you go to the ministry website, if you go into the government website, which takes care of the criminal records and occurrences, I'm sure that they will help you. Okay, so get that thing straight and see if this can be done. If you are doing something with regard to FIR and PIL, public litigation interest, please inform somebody in your friends and family. Do not keep it only to you, because sometimes we don't know these hacksters or these criminals, they could try and harm you. So you need to be safe. To be safe, you need to tell somebody in your family. Do not hide it and keep. I don't know why people have to hide. If you have to be safe, you have to inform your family and friends. So always keep somebody in your family and friends noted of it. Okay, even if you are scared of your family and you feel that nobody can support, get your friend, get somebody who is who you can trust. Okay, so that's about what I wanted to tell, that you need to be careful to whom you are going to. Is this somebody who will not pass the message to everybody, or is this somebody who will just keep on keeping things to herself? Is he somebody who is strong? Because tomorrow if something happens, he needs to even stand by you. Okay, so there are families where parents and people don't support, and they will say no छोड़ दो कुछ नहीं होगा, छोटी सी बात है, उसको block कर दो, उसको ये कर दो, उसको वो कर दो. But they don't understand that this thing could become serious. So get somebody who understands and trusts you on certain things. Otherwise, get an expert. So I mean, quite a lot of NGOs are working towards it, and you need to Google them out, or to write to the Ministry Cyber Cell or the Maharashtra Crime Board Crime Investigation Bureau Cell, somewhere where people know that these things cannot be pushed away. Okay.
So Raina ma'am, recently I just came across something where on my brother's profile, he had commented on somebody's TikTok video before TikTok had switched off. So he commented something, and after that on his Instagram profile, everybody started commenting negative things about everything. So that time we were like, what to do? Because they were like, they even commented for the sister part, they even commented for a lot of other things. So when
Right.
they did that, we all were in a shock. So the first thing what we did, we were instructed was to change the password. And then later on we were told that if minimum 6 accounts block the same person, they report, if 6 to 7
Yeah.
accounts report the same account, then the account is taken into consideration and
Yes.
Facebook, Instagram blocks the account.
Right. So they recheck whether
Yeah.
the same thing is happening with somebody else or not. So another way which you can do is probably tell all your friends and family that, you know, please go and block this account. And when they find that 6 or 7 thing, then ideally, yes, they take it little seriously. This is what I have heard also. But see, you cannot be telling the whole world what's happening with you. If you have that kind of supporters, it's good. Okay. Or if you can log in through different means and then do it, even that is good. But I would just suggest, number one, at least let somebody in your near and dear know it. If you are with the NGO, then tell the NGO will understand, because NGO people know that they need to take care of every kid or every adult which is coming to them when these kind of occurrences happen. They have been trained to do that. Okay. But normal people, they take it in a very light way of energy and they just push it off. Okay. They, especially family members, I've seen that. Only when something serious happens, then they are opening their eyes and like, okay, I should have known this. Why did you not tell me? And you will be going back saying that, you know, I have told. The second thing is, hackers can easily hack your account. So if you have not even given a negative comment and this person, like you said, has gone and written something and then constantly he's putting those negative comments and then you are seeing, so that means the account has been hacked by somebody. Now either you change your password and see if that works, otherwise you close that account completely, or you then say, inform everybody on your people that, you know, my account is hacked, and if you get any information from me tomorrow saying that please give me this money, or please give details of this, or even friends and family, do not give anything. So make other people also aware. That's why I'm constantly saying, please make the people of your friends and family aware, because उस टेंशन में क्या हो जाता है कि आप भूल जाते हो कि भाई जो बाकी लोग हैं उनको बताना इम्पोर्टेंट है, क्योंकि आपको तो वो वैसे भी अटैक कर ही रहा है, लेकिन दूसरे लोगों से उसको बहुत बेनिफिट मिलेगा, because using your account he can go to your friend's account, your family's account, and tell them share this detail, share that detail, and he can get out whatever his motive is. Okay, so inform them first and get this thing sorted. Yeah.
And usually this happens at the time slot at midnight. So this also happened at midnight. Like it was around at 11:50 to 11:50 or 11:25 it started. Something during that time. And then we were like, all his friends got a message. So yeah, that is there.
Right. So, I mean, ideally, it depends. If the person is somewhere in abroad or the person is sitting idle in the night, most hackers think that night time is better because Wi-Fi connectivity भी बहुत सही होता है ना. So, I think there are less people around you can easily hack. So, they have their own times. I'm not sure on the time, because to me, I think it happens anytime. But then I think most of them find that time suitable because less amount of people are there. So, the attacks can be done without anybody knowing so much. If some people who are hardware engineering people, they will come to know if their account is hacked. Okay, because they have always been working behind the chips and the design and everything. So I think maybe their motive could be that that's the time when there are less people and we can easily hack the accounts. But then, yeah, I can't say more on that. In today's world, yeah, you need to know that there are two categories in which this kind of criminal offenses occur. This could be either targeted on devices or targeted through people. So if you are getting these kind of malware through devices or networks, the crime targeted could be a virus, it could be a malware or a DOS attacks. So your computer could be charged either through a virus or through a malware or a DOS attack, and these actually clearly read. So one of my friends, I think 4 days before only, has been attacked through a malware attack. Now he did not download anything, but suddenly somebody from the LinkedIn has gone and replaced his entire hardware through a malware software. Now, how it came in was again that he was on some kind of a website where he was So sometimes kids are not aware, but when you go on these websites on the side, there are some kind of pop-ups which come. So by mistake, you clicked on a pop-up, and that was not intentional, but by mistake, we clicked on it, and it went into some phishing website or some pornographic website, which opened a malware. Within 10 minutes, his entire system was crashed. Okay. So he knew very well within 10 minutes it got crashed, and he knew very well that it was only because of malware, because he could read the malware. And when, by the time he could Google it out and try and solve it, the system crashed. So crimes occur very fast. Fortunately, he was sitting there doing some work in the night, and this thing came to his effect. And after that, he had to just go and get it mended, because only 2 days before or 1 week before the lockdown has opened. But see, if you have a lot of data, the data could be very, very handy to this person. And crime using devices. So phone, I think iPhones are more susceptible compared to Android phones. They participate in more criminal activities. So phishing emails, you already know that sometimes you get these emails from unknown people. Sometimes people who are, so if I'm a very young person and I have a boyfriend or I have some girlfriend and I keep talking to this guy, and then sometimes maybe if that guy is caught with me and suddenly I get a mail from through his mail ID, I am getting a mail onto my mailbox saying that, I'm so sorry. And, if you don't forgive me, then probably I will be sharing the pictures where we both are smooching or we both are kissing or we both are sleeping or whatever. Now, try and understand, number one, you have a phone. When you read something like this, don't get too hyper. I understand reading this excites you that maybe something will happen and somebody will know and everything. What this hacker sitting way away knows that there are about 1 lakh computers he has sent the same mail. Out of that 1 lakh, at least 10,000 people are going to click on that mail, because that's how the criminal rate of India today is. Criminal rate of India is more than 65% compared to US, which is very sad because we use pornographic sites much higher than the people abroad. Okay. Pornographic is the highest use of criminal offense and criminal crime on cyber security. The next is probably through emails and through banking websites. And the third is through many different forms of social media, where people are approaching data and trying to get bombarded either through websites or through apps. So Zoom bombing is again another new thing. Zoom bombing is where you are on a email and there could be somebody who's phishing from another computer. He logs in, he gets into your network where you're having a webinar, and he starts showing pornographic photos or somebody kissing or somebody having a sexual scene or something which is non-intentional, something which is not acceptable content. He starts showing his screen, okay, or he starts putting a video which is not acceptable. So that's called Zoom bombing. And Zoom bombing is very, very common, especially when you're doing a LinkedIn live, or whether you're doing a Zoom session, or you're doing any kind of social media presence on TikTok, on Twitter. It's very, very common nowadays, Zoom bombing. That's why people are stopping using Zoom and going on to other MS Teams and Hangouts and a lot of other WebEx. WebEx is the most trusted platform when you have to do a lot of sessions. Do not share content, PowerPoints, other areas when you are doing anything very confidential, because it's better to share it after you have finished the session. That's why we say, आपको जो भी share करना email के through आप share कर दो. You don't need to go and share it there like that. Cyber stalking, yes, people, because they are so susceptible now to phones and emails, you can easily call them. They can easily stalk down all your data and your. So everybody enters so much data when they are onto Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn. Everything from where your college is to where your university is to where did you get born and what did you do, everything is available. So I don't understand why people do not realize that, this person is, it's not difficult for somebody to get information about you. But we don't think on that grounds. We don't think that this person who sent me the mail is not actually having the entire content. We go and click simply on mails and on messages, even on SMSs. So there could be an SMS reading something and then there is a link. And we think that this is something sent by a person who we know. Before clicking on that 10 times, you need to think or ask somebody who knows a lot about software, about all these kind of clicks. Is this a real email? Is this a real SMS? Or this is a hacking, phishing email? Identity theft, which Vijayji said very clearly, most of the time we had thefts happening because of a person. He is showing a photo of a male, but he's a female. He's showing the photo of a banker, but he's not a banker. He's showing a person of somebody who's very handsome, very smart, but he's not that. Identity theft can thereby yield even to banking theft and a lot of property thefts. This was occurring some time ago, but nowadays it's more about Zoom bombing, about doxing. Doxing is about taking your identity from outside and duping it and putting some other identity, phishing emails, a lot of malware attacks, and cybercrime with regard to children, showing pornographic photos, videos about children. Now, and also more cases with regard to POSH when people are going on webinars. Okay, so we will see how these are happening. Let's go to the next screen. So this is your POSH Act. Let's see how POSH Act is evolved and what POSH Act does. So POSH Act was evolved in 2013, and like I said, this is the lady behind it, and she is Banwari Devi. We had this act coming into effect. So 1992 में बनवरी देवी का केस हुआ था जब वो रेप हुई थी. 1997 में 5-6 साल के बाद विशाखा ग्रुप के एनजीओ ने उसको मदद की. They took the case to Supreme Court. 2007 में जाके वो अप्रूव हुआ, and then it went through the Union Cabinet, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and then finally there were amendments because निर्भया केस आया 2012 में. तो उस केस की वजह से कुछ amendments आए. The bill got president's assent on 22nd April 2013. Finally, the issuance of rules and the act coming into effect, actual effect, was on 9th December 2013. Act आ गया, सबको पता चल गया. This is an act so that women can get dignity, respect. They are allowed to work in any area space of leadership. They are allowed to work without any discrimination of caste, creed, race, religion, color, code, any form of discrimination. Okay, and this is not only in India, but this is applicable throughout the world. Only thing, the name of the law. Okay.
तुम्हें नंबर अगर चाहिए और वो तुमने कहीं फोटो खींच के रखी थी.
I think you have unmuted yourself. Can you mute it, please? Great, thank you. So basically this law was so powerful that finally what happened was that all the cases of rape, of women getting harassed and bullied and abused, and even unwanted favors and requests which were given to it, all came to an end. Now I am saying the act is very strong. I am saying the law is very strong, but to bring it to effect, we should understand one thing is that one, the person who is propaganding the act and the law. So as Right to Rise, we are very, very, very strict about all the people who are certified from us on whether they know what the act and the law is by heart. They should know the apt reason why the law came into effect, what is the law, how to implement, and only then go and talk and do another training or awareness. But as a law legislator, as a person who's practicing law, there are many people who are either advocates or judges or people who are normal people who have just got a small POSH awareness, and they go and talk about POSH awareness, POSH Act and certifications and everything. So I am not a person in the right frame of mind to tell you that yes, POSH Act and law is very, very prevalent. But the person who comes and tells you the information, I have to give you the right information as per the government of India. So get that one thing right. Second thing, POSH law talks about different kinds of harassment. So let's look at what are the harassment which are covered. Sexual harassment against sexually colored remarks, any physical contact and advances. So colored remarks, pornography, unwelcome physical, verbal, non-verbal conduct of sexual nature, a demand and request of sexual nature, These 5 things were covered under POSH Act 2.2N of POSH 2013 Sexual Harassment Act. Now, when we are saying that these things are derogatory, these things need to be stopped, these things are applicable in terms of adults and people who are men and women. Specifically, the act is only made for women. But because we have a very inclusive and equal environment which we are trying to create, most companies, most colleges make a neutral policy applicable to both genders. Okay, we have the act, we have a strict law. लेकिन इंडिया के law, legislations, way of working, way of implementation, law and order, even the police operating at different zones. Central zone में अलग होगा, south zone में अलग होगा, west zone में अलग होगा, east zone में अलग. Every state have their own ways of working. Because of that, the act is not very strong in certain areas of the country. So I know the act is very strong, it has been made, it is in effect, but certain areas are not properly done and we have to accept that. So POSH Act है, लेकिन आज भी जब आप कोई सेशन में जाओगे और एक लेडी अपनी साड़ी बना रही है और जब तक पार्टिसिपेंट्स नहीं आए हैं, there could be a possibility that there are 2 men already in the room. And if those 2 men are going to comment, भाई ऐसे सीन तो हमको देखने को नहीं मिला. Now, is this kind of a comment acceptable to the lady? Even though the lady is come to deliver a session, don't you think it will make her feel uncomfortable? And to be very honest, this does come under Prevention of Sexual Harassment Act. And because of this, you can also be thrown out of the company. And that is what is happening. One of the cases which came up to me post-lockdown. Because we are so much online, because we are so much face-to-face, because we are so open, people take advantage of calling you at late wee hours on the call. People take the privileges and the uncontrolled way of speaking when they are on WhatsApp, when they are on webinars, when they are on e-portals, when they are on online webinars and sessions and meetings and lives. See, who has given the authority to take these kind of comments? Who has given the authority to become so verbal and vocal, which is non-welcome, non-acceptable, so this is something which is non-acceptable to the person. So POSH Act is very, very clear that this kind of nature cannot be acceptable and it is coming under sexual harassment. Cybercrime has become more and more because this act, though it was less in face-to-face realities, it has become more prevalent today because people feel that they are not audible, but they are audible. People feel that their eyes are not talking, but their eyes are talking. People feel that the technology or the digital media does not convey your feelings, thoughts, emotions, and your mindset. It is conveying. You and me know if men have 5th sense, we have 6th sense. If men have 6th sense, we have 7th sense. So women also know when a person is looking in the right way or the wrong way. True? So ideally, whether you are on digital media or whether you are on face-to-face, try and get it that crime is crime. If we need to stop it, then we need to talk very assertively and make a point clear that this is not acceptable. And the other party, if has done unknowingly, unconsciously, he needs to come and apologize and reconciliation is possible. But if it's intentionally done, then I think there should be strict action, because if you let go a person who's a criminal, then it is like giving way to the crime and he can go and do the same thing elsewhere. So we don't want to do that. As proper legal practitioners, we need to address the crime and stop it there, because criminals are not born, but criminals are criminals because of situational reasons and occurrences. They need to know what is the right and the wrong way of working. Okay. Yeah, so this is applicable on men also. If a man or a male has been sexually harassed, ideally even he can come up and he can bring this out, Mona. And though they are not covered under the act, if the act is very not very serious, then we call the man and the women and we get the reconciliation done. We counsel the lady, We keep an eye on her. We are tracking her for the next 6 months so that she doesn't reoccur and do the same thing, because nowadays women are very smart. They want a lot of power and money, and they hack down these men who are there, who are very simple at heart, but probably they get attacked by these women who are very strong and prevalent. But yes, if there is a serious case of malicious intent and wrong allegations by the lady on the man, then he can file an FIR on the police station, and according to code of conduct and your book of records in your company, they can file a case against this woman, and she is being taken under serious double charges and criminal records against Posh. So yes, both men and women both are equivalently taken care of. So I never talk about only women when I do a sexual harassment Posh awareness session. We have to talk about both genders and even the transgender or LGBT and other genders. But we need to understand that any society can become vulnerable based on the situation. We need to address based on facts and figures and not based on genders. Okay. Great.
Right. The slide which you were sharing, the last few 1-2 lines are not to be seen actually.
Okay, this one.
No, the next one.
Yeah, I'm coming to the next one. So this one, no? Yeah.
No.
You can have a look.
Before that.
Okay.
No. Before that.
The
previous one. Previous one. Yes.
That's okay.
Now
I can send you the click shots. I can send the clicks of the slide to the lady, maybe one of them at the team, and they can share it with you. Okay?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, you can share it with the PPT may not be shared, but I can click and send the relevant materials. I'll click and send the slides so you can use it. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
So that was Posh. Then introduction and types of crime. So now we're going to talk about child pornography and how does child get affected. You know that there are pornographic pictures, there are people who are derogatory. Our children are so susceptible to digital media now. They're having even their studies on the digital media. They're using apps. You cannot control their effects. They talk on the call, they check on different websites. See, all you can do is to keep a lock on your apps and your system. There are various apps on the phone where you can keep track of the time and then the phone goes blank. There are apps on the mobile which automatically locks your phone after a stipulated time. There are apps on the phone which keep a track of what are the devices and the apps which the person is using. So you need to target and keep an eye on what are the different websites, different apps, different occurrences of your child, because you don't want to get him hacked over by somebody else. Secondly, the device the person is using, please do not keep any personal information. For example, your bank codes, your email accounts, your numbers, your passwords. Do not keep that when a child is accessing the same computer, iPad or phone, because you are not sure when this thing can occur. You're not going to be always around your child. You cannot keep asking your child, what are you doing? You cannot keep peeping into your child's phone. They don't like all that. If you ask them to share, I don't think they like that also, because that's a privacy element for them. So boys are boys and girls are girls, even though you ask both the sex and genders. Let's understand that they are an individual identity of their own. All what we can do is to stop financial fraud, cyber thefts, cyber warfare. So cyber warfare is where we don't have it too much here. We have it more in the southeast over there. Drug trafficking, even drugs and cyber terrorism and extortion is very less in India compared to the other abroad countries. We have more of viruses, malware and pornography. Pornography we cannot stop. Let's understand one thing, guys, that India is the highest rated website download of pornography and pornographic content. People do want to watch that. You cannot stop. All you can do is to keep a lock of those sites. If those sites are being opened, then you have to make your child understand, sit with him, discuss it out, Do not shun the child away. Do not stop and avoid discussing these things. I think even if it's sexual harassment, start talking not only about good touch, bad touch. As a mother, if my husband is not going to be talking, I'm going to be picking up my boys and telling them, you know, do you know this part of the organ? Do you know this part? Do you know the urinal attack? Do you know the vagina? Do you know the urethra? Do you know how sex happens? Do you know? You need to talk, because they are seeing everything every day and they know much more than what you think. You need to sit down, you need to tell them when you are going out with somebody who's close to you, relatives, friends, how are you going to be safe? Do you know your numbers well? In case you are being touched wrongly, where do you go and report? What do you do? A small child as 5 years old needs to know the phone numbers, needs to know that mama and papa cannot leave him even if when he's with the doctors alone. You have to be there with the child. When he's browsing on sites, keep a tab on them every half an hour, 1 hour. Just come casually and talk to them, ask them. Don't start probing them. Don't talk about things what they are discussing with their friends. But try and see what is the difference in good touch and bad touch. Okay, the difference between good touch and bad touch is every school will be talking only about good touch and bad touch. Who can do a good touch, who can do a bad touch, what is good touch, so where different parts of the body where you should touch, should not touch. Let's understand, as proper parents we need to talk much higher than that. When we talk about POXO, we tell parents to inform each and every person in their setup that you need to talk, that there is an act like this which is talking that children need to be safe in their environments. एक बात अपने दिमाग में डाल दीजिए, पॉक्सो क्राइम ऑफ चाइल्ड अब्यूज happens 98% with people who know you, not with people who don't know you. So there could be relatives, there could be friends, there could be acquaintances, there could be society people, there could be other friends and family who visit you, and ideally when they are around with your children, be aware. Your boy cannot sleep with another girl, even if it's a cousin, at night. It's okay when you are nearby, but still you need to understand, as a proper parent, there is a difference between children having fun. There's a difference between children sleeping together. There's a difference between people touching each other. He needs to know how it needs to be touched, how he needs to be respected, what he needs to do, where he needs to go, and how he needs to be aware. Even if you're a mother of boys, keep your eyes open. You don't know that there could be cases as simple as your own society, your own people doing certain things wrong to your children, right? We had a case from Bangalore just 3 days before where the child's parents have gone down as a joint family. So everybody stays separately, right? Because we all are staying and we all are working. But now that lockdown has happened, post lockdown, since it's too long that they all are staying in secular families, difficult for people working to manage alone, washing, cleaning, doing things. So the family went back to their place where the in-laws and uncles and aunties stay. So when the family secluded goes back there, what happens is that जब family साथ में होती है, generally you get together only during events, during festivals. But this family got together now because of COVID, and that's when they understand that their 6 years old or your 7-year-old girl was fearing the same uncle. Every time she used to be around this uncle, she used to feel very uncomfortable. When they started asking her, within 3 or 4 days, they got to know that this girl, their child, has been raped by the uncle ever since she was 3. So आप समझ सकते हो, 3, 4, 5, 6, now she's 7. 4 years, this person, who's the uncle of the house, rapes the girl every time when they have some kind of an event or a get-together or festival when they meet. And now they come to know because parents are now free, now aware, now sitting, now listening, now watching what's happening in their environment. Is it not sad, and is it not a very big crime getting to not know things which are happening in your own neighborhood? So I'm not saying that this is going to happen in every house. I'm just saying this also forms a part of your crime and offense of POSCO. This also forms a crime of many different NGOs where you have people supporting as systems, volunteers, people, bhaiyas, didis in schools, banwala, maid, whatever, whoever supports as help. Be aware. Do not leave your child with maids and everybody at home, or even tuitions and a lot of other occurrences of people who are unknown to you. You trust them for I don't know whatsoever reason, but try and understand, other than the parents, mother and father, nobody is trusted. Okay, so cyber terrorism does occur. Though we have Juvenile Act. So Juvenile Act was the first act. It came in earlier to the POCSO Act. Child abuse, child harassment, child crime. Children are the most vulnerable part of the society. They can't even talk. Sometimes they are too young. They can be easily exploited. So कुछ भी आपका बच्चा अगर फोन में देख भी रहा है, किसी ने उसको हैरेस भी कर दिया, बुली भी कर दिया, वो आके नहीं बताने वाला है आपको, और आपको पता भी नहीं चलने वाला है. All you can do is to be a little aware. Is the child okay? Little changes in his attitude, little changes in, maybe he gets very irritated, maybe he's quiet, maybe he doesn't want to share a lot of data on his phone, maybe he's not willing to share a lot of information what's happening in school, he's not willing to show and his laptop or whatever he does on the phone. Talk to him, be a friend to him. He's not going to show you and not going to tell you a lot of things together, but keep him in the trust that you're there with him no matter what come may. If he wants to share something, he can come to you. Okay, give him that trust, give him that feasibility of space, that no matter what you do, all I'm concerned is your safety. I'm not really looking at finding more information, probing, getting into your systems, getting into your friendship, getting into your personal things, but I just want to know that things are okay. If you ever want to share something, if you ever want to come and talk about something, then please do come and share. So use some parental control softwares also. Also filter some content whenever you find time, when you're sleeping or something, just get onto the phone, check the contents. Are they malicious? Are they harmful? Are they from some wrong sites? Even if he's watching pornography, I think the ideal way, if he's very young, not very young in the sense, if he's in the youth years and he's growing into an individual, a man, there is no harm in anybody watching pornography, whether it is in control. He's also a person who's growing. He also has emotions. He's also going to have thoughts and feelings. Try and address it, that why are you probably watching those, and if you really feel, then why don't you get married, or why don't you feel that if he's in that age, I'm just saying that, okay, get married or get into a relationship, or is there something I can help you, or what is that happening to your body, are there changes, are there help needed, do you want to talk to somebody who's a counselor, if there's some pain, some agony, you don't know what the situation is, but talk it out to them so that you can help them, rather than be a friend, rather than get into the interrogation state. Okay, so government websites were hacked, and many of the cases which came out in 2017-18 showed till 2018. We know that the number of cases which were there in 2008 were only 90, 119, 252, 290. But today in 2018, we have about 17,263 cases as of today, which is a lot bigger. Okay. So what kind of cybercrimes were reported? Yeah, you can have a look. This is for your knowledge. Financial gain, fraud and illegal gain, insult to modesty of women, that's posh. Insulting women, sexual exploitation, talking about their clothing, the way they look, their tattoos, their birthmarks, their sexually figurative way, causing dispute. Causing dispute means that when you're in an organization and something is not working for you, it works against you. Somebody doesn't like you because you're growing, because you've done something wrong to him. So he feels that he can become a sexual predator to you. He can be a disgruntled employee. So he doesn't like something in you. So he's trying to take revenge. Okay. So they could be bank robsters. There could be people doing something for passion, something for money, something for some kind of other intents. Sometimes just ego grunts, sometimes power positions, sometimes bullying and ragging. It could be students. These were all the latest noted crimes. Okay. So far good, so far clear. I hope I'm not hurrying and you're okay with getting the information. Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Brinda says yes. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's move ahead. Yes, so in kids, how does this happen more? So Zoom bombing is one thing. When they're having school sessions, when they're having dance sessions, music sessions, society friend sessions, some kind of get-together sessions, just keep peeping in and out to see Zoom bombing is not happening. Cyber stalking, that's again like tracking somebody down or tracking the phone. So that's when you can bring your person or your child in trust that, you know, sometimes if you see some kind of a coding or some kind of illegal content which is being shown, this is something which is wrong, you should bring it to our notice. Okay. So when you are talking in a more welcoming way, in a more listenable tone, in a more empathetic tone, in a more sympathetic exposure in case he's been hurt or he's been bullied or ragged, then they try and open up. Okay, this is a statistics that 1 out of every 10 people are being bullied, 1 out of every 5 people who are girls are being cyber bullied, 1 out of every 92% of the teens online daily are being bullied. So the reasons we know cyber stalking, we know software piracy happens, we know pornography happens, we also know doxing, which I told you. We are living in a world today where all information is digital. Let me tell you, we have already entered the millennial digital era, and we are all on cyber, all on social media. We have no other option but to be on social media, because the lockdown has brought us into a frame of mind. Even though we are not agreeable, we have to get comfortable with it. So we need to filtrate, we need to control, we need to curb what we need to put on Facebook, what we need to put on Instagram, what we need to. I have told umpteen number of people in colleges and schools and even youngsters, even people who are 35 and 40. I don't understand this at all. Why do you have to always keep telling where you checked in, where you checked out, where are you going, what are you eating, where are you sleeping, are you going to loo or not, are you coming out or not? Am I going to Bali beach or am I going to Mauritius? If you really like posting your selfies and your pictures, then you should start segregating your Facebook page, friends and family on one side, professional on one side. There is an option on Facebook where you can segregate the two profiles. You post whatever you want with friends and family who you trust. Do not post anything on the professional side so that people are not actually getting aggravated and they don't feel that they can hack you down. Okay, you are inviting sometimes cyber hacking professionals because you are posting these kind of content and that excites them, and that is why they're hacking you down. So don't wait and build these kind of people around you so that they can steal your information and build their systems, but start to understand that cyber safety, cyber security is more important. Okay, so these were 10 types of crime which was reported in 2017 by IC3, which is an international Canadian and UK based platform, which said these were the reasons. You can just have a look for 2 minutes. This is just for your information. What is the different forms in which cyber crimes could occur even globally? Okay, good to go? Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we'll go ahead. So POSCO Act, let me tell you, POSCO is a very, very, very strict act. It evolved in 2012, even before the POSH Act, and it has very strict laws for children. Even though you can see life imprisonment and so many years, the amendment of the act has happened only 6 months before, and Smriti Irani ji has said any form of criminal occurrences with child will not go less than a death sentence from now onwards. So if it is any form of rape, murder, crime, criminal offenses, any kind of unwanted request, pornography, any kind of cyber crime, the person is only undergoing death sentence, which is a very, very strict offense, because children are the growth and the foundation of our society. We are not here to give any kind of explanations why did it happen with a child, whether it is a very young child or youth or a teen. So let's understand that we need to stop it now. Okay, so this is just to bring to your knowledge that there are strict laws and punishments. How do we stop crime? Yes, we already have it with us. We can stop crime in these different ways. We can uninstall some kind of necessary software. We can check on backup. We can save what's happening, what's not happening. Keep checking, keep talking. Use antivirus software. So some of the phones don't have antivirus software. Phones are also needing antivirus softwares. Use locking tools. Sometimes you have time tools so that they lock your software, they lock your phones. So don't allow your child to use the phone for a very long time. Get these locks on the phone. Stay anonymous. Choose genderless screen name. Okay, I don't know whether you can do that, but all I'm saying is that when you're entering into any kind of meeting, for example, we are on a meeting. Now we have all our names. We have Sunita Raina, we have Vijay Gupta, we have Raina Tandon, we have Brinda Chug. We have everybody's name. Some people put iPhone. Some people put Excel. Some people put these weird names. The first thing I do is to welcome everybody and I tell them, please rename you can do that on Zoom. You can rename your identity there, because I don't want to see an unknown identity. The minute I see an unknown identity, I just ask who's that person. Otherwise, we remove the person from the group. We don't want to welcome an unknown stranger, even if this person is not actually a cyber criminal, but a hacker who's just getting into a session for whatever reason. Okay, even if you just want to know what's happening there. Yeah, so regular update of the software is needed. Yes, Vijayji, that's true. So keep a note of all these things, but yes, what are the ways you can stop it? Agar POSH mein kuch hota hai, if there is some kind of POSH occurrences, prevention of sexual harassment, you can report it to SheBox. SheBox is an online cell of the Government of India, where it allows you to come and write what happened to you, what kind of worker, how did you get harassed, how did you get bullied, how adults are getting under this crime. You can send them and there'll be somebody who can call you and assist you. Report on pornographic content wherever you see it on social media, on social apps. Always do that. Report cybercrime at FIR or also on cybercrime cell. Maharashtra has its own Maharashtra Crime Bureau cell. Same way, there's a National Agency of Crime Bureau Records, which is also very, very known. So get to know all these things. They are there on Google. E-cell for POXO cell. POXO has another cell. An app also is there by Maharashtra government where children abuse can be filed. So there are separate apps, separate places. Doxing is the most common one. Doxing and Zoom bombing can be also filed under strict FIR cases nowadays. 1700 instances came up of cybercrime in Jan 2020. This is a figure as of today by Maharashtra Crime Board Investigation Cell. 104 were child victims and they were victims from India, and the perpetrators were people sitting abroad. So let's understand that we are being hacked by a lot of people who are sitting abroad. Now, whether they are Indians or people who are Firangis, they are people sitting in abroad. And most vulnerable society is children. Okay. So let's make them safe. How do we fight all crime? How do we stop all crime? You can have a look at these things, become vigilant, become more aware, flag and report suspicious emails, never click on unfamiliar links or ad hoc information, use a VPN, ensure websites are safe, use virus protocols, keep antivirus applications, use strong passwords, do not share your passwords, do not keep them on the phone and the laptop which are susceptible and used by everybody. Make a note on a book, but do not write them and keep it on the phone, which can be hacked, especially you're going on to the ATM and you're also hacking in. Please be sure, I know everybody is very safe, but there are different ways how people hack it down and track it down and other things. So try and be safe. Yeah, Shreya, you want to ask a question?
So, ma'am, recently I just heard that people are like, even if they are in India, what they do is they use something as called as phishing, and then they use the abroad address
Yeah,
to jump. I don't know what is that called as, but then
yeah,
they're
yeah.
in India.
You're
So
right.
all are they in India, but when the police is trying to trace it, it goes that somebody from abroad has done it.
Yes, they could track that down also. So we can have somebody who's sitting in India, and the ID jumps from multiple logins, and then it shows like it's from abroad, but the ID is from here. So that's another way of doing a crime where people are actually in India, but because the ID has been jumping to multiple locations through some kind of phishing techniques, you cannot track the person from where exactly this is happening. Okay, that's why we say, even though uh, see, technology cannot be completely hacked down and we cannot track down everything. After all, it is technology. Sometimes it can fool us, sometimes it can be molded, sometimes it can be also trying. We cannot solve everything through technology because technology is growing really fast. AI and robotics is here to stay. This is never going to go. So the newest technology which is always going to be there is AI, robotics, design thinking, a lot of things, compliance, because compliance will always be there, law and order will always be there. These are certain areas which are growing even today. We cannot hack and attempt to kill that. Sometimes technology will beat us. We cannot process everything and get. Sometimes we also can't solve cases because technology beats us there. So instead of going to that extent, we try and be safe. Cyber crime lost almost 6 trillion, and it's said that six by $6 trillion we will be losing a lot of money. The report will go up, and even drugs will become a form of illegal trade. So we will be having a lot of amount going through cybercrime, and especially into drugs. So India is good to go when it compares to drugs. In drugs, we are not so high contender, but even though we are not, we should be aware that there's something like this happening. And in case there is somebody who's falling trap of it, please help them. How does blocking mail sites work? Phone numbers and people. Okay, so blocking mail sites. See, you can unsubscribe. Blocking mails, you can't block them because sometimes people know how to open them up again. Like I tried blocking one of the websites which got hacked down on my computer. I tried blocking it many times. Finally, I found it was a deep malware. And I told my husband, and I don't know, he had to reset everything. So I had to save all my data fast onto the hard disk, and he had to reset the whole computer. So some of them are very strict viruses and malwares and emails which are coming through different logins. Once you click on something, or once even it comes into your box, and by chance, even if you're going to see what it is, it can work in different ways. I'm not very tech friendly over there, but yes, um, let's empower ourselves at least in your area. And we always talk about rights. Here, human and cyber rights are being given. All we need to know is we have to be safe in this virtual world. It's not a one-to-one, face-to-face world. We need to be open to virtual world. But yes, I will, Mona, look into this part and I will get back to you on this. I will send you some information which can help you. But good, you brought it up for me. And yes, we are at the end of the session. We are looking to answer some of the queries what you have. Let's become cyber smart, cyber secure, and safe. Let's empower and enrich societies. And yes, if you need any help, if you need any doubts, you can always reach out to me. I am with name of Raina Khatri Tandon on the website. On social media handles, you can find on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Insta, Quora. You can find me everywhere. And if you need my phone numbers, you can ask wonderful Shreya and her team, Benita, Shreya, Psychological Connect, they will probably give you. And yes, we are at the end of the session. So questions, if you have any, we can address them now. We are at 6:45. Thank you very much, guys. You've been such an awesome uh, participating audience. And I hope I could add some value by giving you some information through this.
Thank you, Raina ma'am. It was really a wonderful session. I hope we all learned something or the other. irrespective of our knowledge what we had. Really thanks for sharing this knowledge with us and enlightening us. It was really
Thank you,
wonderful
Vijay.
to have you on board with us today.
Thank you, Shreya. Thank you. It was a pleasure to have everybody. In fact, Sunita ji, Sindhuja ji, Brinda, Mona, Vijay ji, and Benita, all of you. I mean, it's been an awesome time. I'm really looking forward to everybody saying some words before I go and maybe leaving a comment for me on the feedback box. So you can tell me whatever you feel. I won't say like normal Trayan. If you love the session, right? Wow, right? Awesome. I will tell whatever you feel. Put your heart out there. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Rita. It was really, really wonderful session. And I learned a lot from your session, So thank you so much. And definitely I will be connected to you. But definitely so many things and so many questions will come in my mind. So definitely I will,
Thank you.
contact you
Sure.
anywhere, no? On Facebook,
Sure,
on
sure.
Twitter, somewhere. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Thank you, Mona. Thank you so much for your words. Thank you,
Thank you all.
Sunita ji. Thank you,
And
Vijay. Yeah, do you want to put this and take a photo or something?
Yeah, so we can have some.
Who's going to click the photograph? Okay, I will click from here.
No,
But you will need
I'll
to
have a
click.
print screen. So I'll print
Ha, okay. ठीक है.
laptop.
Can you see everybody?
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Great.
yes, Mona ma'am, can you also have a thumbs up, Brinda? I can't see your face, Brinda.
Okay.
Done.
Raina ma'am, I have a question to you, if you don't
Yeah,
mind.
tell me, dear.
Yeah. So you were talking about like how to train our child about the about sexual awareness, and not only about just the good touch and a bad touch, things like that.
Yes.
So
Yes.
can you elaborate a bit, like what else? How should we do that?
So Brinda, that's a different session on POXO. When we do POXO Act, then I tell them how you can deal with different age groups. See, any age group of child less than 6 years, you will teach in a different way. Any child who's between 6 and 12, you will teach in a different way. Any child between 12 and 18, you will teach in a different way, because you cannot teach in the same language. Now, your child is about 5. So any child below 6 understands in a more storytelling way, where you can tell, चलो पापा और मम्मा कभी आपके सामने नहीं है, आपको कहीं लगता है कि कोई टच करता है, चाहे आपका फ्रेंड हो, चाहे चाचा हो, मामा हो, कोई भी हो, आपको पता होना चाहिए कि जल्दी जल्दी आपको आके मम्मा को बताना चाहिए या पापा को बताना चाहिए. अगर मम्मा पापा नहीं है तो आपको जाके प्रिंसिपल या टीचर को बताना चाहिए. So if he's somebody working with the NGOs also, we educate the teachers and the principal and the head staff. Head staff is being done differently. Principals are being done differently. Bosses in the companies are being done differently. We have Posh Boss and Posco Boss. These are the sessions which we do separately, because everybody has a role to play. When we are teaching a child above 6 years old, the child is more intelligent. Okay, so he's in an exploratory phase and he knows much more than you. Believe me, my child who's little older, he knows so much more. Okay, so when I talk to him and my husband is looking at me, he finds it very weird. One day I asked him, do you know what is sex? And my husband was staring at me like that. I'm like, why are you staring? So he says, do we have to talk this on the dinner table? I said, okay, let's finish dinner and then we can talk. So he said, do you really think you should talk? I said, yeah, because he's now 12 years old and he needs to know. I can't be waiting till he's been attacked, or I can't be waiting till some Bhaiya, Didi, family or somebody comes and does something, because he's a quiet person. He's not even a person who's very vocal. Boys are little quiet. Okay, so you need to sense from the way they act, from the way they behave, from the way they are talking with their thoughts. And fortunately, some of them talk to themselves also. Okay, some of them will be mumbling, no, 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 no. They'll be talking something to themselves. I have seen that very often. Sometimes you have to keep that little ear of yours open, even though you seem like I might be seeming I'm doing a lot of work on the laptop, but my ear is over there. So I'm trying to understand what's happening with him. He may not tell me everything, but all I can do is to probably go near him and say, you really want to play with me? And maybe when I'm playing business, or when I'm playing Ludo, or when I'm playing some card games, we play a lot of indoor games. So I love playing a lot of indoor. My kids love a lot of indoor games. They play a lot of these carom and business and street smart, a lot of other like game of life and something and all. I like buying those games because those games are creating a lot of difference in their
Yes.
mind. They think a lot. Okay, so
Absolutely.
it's creating their logical, their practical, their kinesthetic. A lot of their wax theory works,
Yes.
VAKS, which is
Yes.
so I somehow nowadays, since we don't have kids going on to Sudoku and Kakuro and puzzles and what we used to do, this form
Yeah.
of play game they like and they think.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
allows them to develop their mind. So that's why I
Mind.
like to buy and give them. So when we are doing that, ideally when he's now in a relaxed state, you can talk. But when he's
Yes.
already in a struggling state and when he's already distressed by something, so maybe somebody in class would have said something, or somebody would have just gone and touched his sensitive area and he doesn't like it. He doesn't want to
Yeah.
tell that to you. But sometimes you can just say, I'm having pain here. Do you think any time of the day did you ever have pain here, or did something like that happen? Mama's having a lot of pain. So I mean, I do. I don't know whether this is right or wrong, but then I'll share a little secret with you. So when I get my periods, okay. So there are 3 boys in my house, and I'm the only lady. Okay, I don't go. So I have a tulsi plant, and I do tell my husband and my boys that now today these 3 days I'm not supposed to put. You need to put. The second thing is, of course, I don't avoid going in the kitchen because I'm the only whole and soul to cook. So I can't do all
Yes.
those things. But yes, I make them aware. So he asks me, my younger one used to ask me 3 years back also when he was 7, why do you get this pain? So what happens? So I tell him like, how did mama come out? How did baby come out? I tell him exactly the same way. Mama was pushing and pushing and pushing. It took 1 hour for me to push you out. And that doctor also was screaming and I was screaming and everybody was screaming. And we make a funny story out of it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he needs to know the process well. I am not
Absolutely.
hiding, I am not duping, I am not mixing, I am not making something else of the process. I'm telling the process well, but I'm telling it in a fun way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same way,
Correct.
when I'm using the terms, I will use the word vagina, I will use the word urethra, I will use the word, whatever that word is, and I will make him aware because till the word doesn't go in his ear, he will not know.
Yeah.
And I don't want him to know from some other person out there. I want him to know from me.
Yeah. Of course.
So it's a way of saying. So when we do POXO sessions in schools and colleges, we take a 4-hour session where we do it very, even with NGOs. Because NGOs, we have a lot of children who don't speak and can't speak. So जब हम उनको बात करते हैं, हम लोग बोलते हैं कि बच्चों आप अगर ऐसे ऐसे कुछ आपके साथ होता है और आपको लगता है कि आप टीचर के साथ, प्रिंसिपल के साथ, मैडम के साथ नहीं बात कर सकते हो, आप कभी भी हमारे लिए लेटर लिख सकते हो, कभी भी कुछ लिख के दे सकते हो, कभी भी हमारे पास आ सकते हो. We make them aware of the different channels they can reach out. We tell them about POXO, we talk the e-cell, we talk about our contacts. You never know what strikes and what chord strikes with whom.
Exactly.
Things what you talk might hit him, things what Sunita ji talks might hit him, things what I talk might hit him. We don't know which soul hits their mind.
Yeah.
The interest
Absolutely.
is that we all want them to be safe, right? So that should be the intent. Otherwise, I think, so every child is very different, Brinda. I would not even say every child between the same age group is same. Your child will be
Yeah.
very different from my child. Your child might not be like you, might be like your husband. Your child might be like your in-laws or your extended uncle. It all depends how is he born and what kind of identity he carries. Or he could be a totally different person.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
And
but it's good to always explore. If one thing is
yes.
not working,
Yes.
maybe try
So
something
we
else.
will always, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely try other things.
Yeah. So if there's anything you need, otherwise, then we can have another session on POXO. I think that was the intent of Psychologica Connect next. They had one pause session long back. Now this time it was cybercrime. Maybe next time it will be something on the same lines. Yeah.
Yeah, I will be very much interested anyway.
Yeah, you can put a word to work. Yes, Sunita ma'am, I would like to hear you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope it was useful.
Yes, because we otherwise do the boxer and posh in details. As I said, we
Good.
have the
Very
policy in
nice.
place
Yeah.
because we need to train. And you were right by saying that while we touch upon these issues to the children, they are age-wise, age appropriate.
True.
So we have a big module which we have covered for all age groups.
Right.
And Brinda, you can get for your child age appropriate. You can get a few videos from Childline.
Oh,
So
okay.
they talk about the good touch, bad touch, and all that awareness.
Thank you so much.
So it was really informative.
Thank you,
We
Sunita
are
ji.
looking.
Thank you.
We are looking forward to many more sessions.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
So
Priya
we
will get that done.
I hope we all had a good journey this entire week with Psychology Connect. We all enjoyed a lot.
Absolutely.
Thank you
Yes,
so much,
Shreya.
Priya.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Shreya.
Mona ji. Thank you, Brinda.
Sunita ma'am, if you don't mind, can I take your number, like have your number from Shreya? Or...
Okay, I would want Shreya to share in a group. Is that okay, Shreya? We
I
have
Yes,
share.
Shreya, you can
everybody's
share the
number.
numbers to each other. Brinda wants
Yeah.
Yeah.
numbers. You can share
Yeah.
them.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll do that. Yes,
Right,
yes.
Shreya? Thank you.
Okay.
So
Thank
in
you, dear.
future also we can get in touch.
Sure,
Yes,
sure.
yes, of course.
Yes, sure.
Thank
I'll do
you.
that.
Thank you. So your name is Raina,
Yeah, Raina Khatri Tandon. You can find me on any media. But I
right?
think
So,
if you ask Riya and Benita, they'll give you my contact numbers also.
sure.
Yeah, that
Thank you
will be
so
great.
much.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
It was so nice to have you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Take care.
Thank you.
Stay
Thank you,
safe.
Shreya. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.